shying away from the fight just yet. And in fact, it's going to be crashies that meets SUYGETSU.
And they're expecting this re-aggression around mid. Important to take this control, but more importantly, they heard Alfajer take a step. So, coming back with force to clear it out. And now, big advantages stacking in favor of KC. The doors close on B and towards middle. This is going to be a straight-up blitz to the B site. Reinforcements harder to get there. And it's going to be on Cloud, the battle sage. He's delivered so many times already in the game that we saw him play for this banner. Now, he's slipped the net, he's made it past, and he's whiffed every shot. It looks like KC are a shoo-in to take this across the line. Alpha will try his best to recover.
That's that left all onto Boaster. The wrap around will gift him one.
Their chances of success are very low, but KC want to make sure that they lower them even more. Playing a fake, containing the other side of the map, and going back late. That slow is going to cause problems, though, and I'm not sure kaajag's going to... Or sorry, LewN's going to get out of there, and indeed he won't. Taken down by the Classics. This is already getting a little dangerous.
Yeah, the fact the Headhunter, and look, all those angles just not quite being cleared properly. The deep control from kaajag has caused them issues already. And sure, the remaining couple of players both have rifles. It gives them the best chance to turn this back around, but the numbers firmly in FNATIC's favor.
This should be locked down, you'd imagine. A round that seemed to be KC's gifted, but
it's crashies. But yeah, it seems like they're going to go back, and go back again. But they're still walking right into the arms of kaajag, who's ready and waiting, but only one.
And Narrate as well have been waiting the entire round for someone on FNATIC to get aggressive, to push towards the spawn. The very thing that's happening now for crashies, but it's way too late. This big fake from KC didn't seem to have worked out, but now they've got themselves the site. The res is possible here for Cloud, though. And the flank, indeed, if they can draw the eye with that res, it could be the round.
Res up.
It's free.
No opportunity to really deal damage without a massive risk, but also holding on to that reckoning. Timing is going to be important, and well, it has at least forced them back, but do they know about that second player? They're looking for it. Good work from Dosia, and now can create a little bit of additional space for himself around the back of that site. Cloud knowing he needs to break through this quickly, but even still, he's walking back into the hands of Dosia again. He did enough in this round. It seems
for that flank is what won them.
Oh, the same fight once again, and no matter how quick Alfajer could normally be, he's not quick enough on his escape mechanism this time around. Of course, FNATIC's extra credits have been thrown into this one. But with that early man advantage, rushing through this choke would have quite a lot of risks about it. Of course, they're going to break the door. I was going to say they'd need a prowler or two, but they don't have any of those left. Oh, nice shot from Narrate, and quick enough to escape as well.
Spike down mid.
3 versus 4, and the angle from crashies is going to bring us back to even. Health back up for Cloud as well, and well, the advantage has quickly faded for KC. They've got some mid control for their trouble. And breaking the door after LewN makes it through. That's a beautiful idea, but it doesn't look like anyone's been caught in that trap as FNATIC play back towards the site. Now push up in A main, it looks like Boaster's going to take very aggressive control, and this is perfect. They're swapping positions with KC, but leaving the attackers surrounded.
Well, one door shuts. But of course, everybody at this point has already passed the angle. Cloud, he's been waiting the entire round for another fight. Was just patient with his push, and he knows there's another guy coming, knowing and dealing with Dosia has been difficult.
First time that if they win, I won't sit there and go, oh, that's an upset. Or that's a bad map from FNATIC, a bad series. Instead, this looks like even footing, or maybe even favorites off recent form. KC have been playing extremely well. Now, to start this round out, it is no different. A double opening, and yet they don't blitz in towards this A site. There's still a res online for Cloud. If they decide to give up this space, she'll be fighting an extra man. You know that for sure. I still expect them to finish on A, but the patience from KC, they play that freeze just to put doubt into the minds of FNATIC.
A lot of fallback angles. A lot of positions that can be taken. And Cloud again does well, but he tries to switch up. I think LewN actually ends up dying into his own, or diving into his own harbor utility, but didn't affect him too much. Boaster ahead of the curve, but LewN is well aware. Another big round for the Neon.
And Avez full by Alfajer standing, waiting for this contact, and he'll end up with LewN. They throw everything at him to ensure he'll have no impact, and yet still he finds what he needs.
That's one. trade back immediate though. Dosia has been on fire so far this game. A lot of the time Harbor players suffer with their individual ability, but not him. He's looked great so far. With the Viper's pit up, cutting off a lot of
Yeah, it definitely looked like, again, looking at the frustration from Zesh, I don't know if the game... He's due around.
Okay, LewN's not quite quick enough, and neither is Dosia on the trade. They knew an aggressive position from Boaster, but a spam could close the door and leave him alone, but maybe crashies alone is enough. In fact, it will be. He was so wary about a player coming from behind that instead they've both been...
Another round in favor of FNATIC, and a tie-up. The question only is, can Narrate make it out with the weapon? And, well, now the answer should push him, which I think is a wise choice here.
With their own.
Oh, minute 30 on the clock, and Alpha has changed up his position in mid, but Narrate has found him. All the
fact it can take you all the way to your own spawn. Again, showing the value of what Chamber can bring, and there he is once more. 2 kills for Alpha in the last round, 2 kills for Narrate, going toe-to-toe, and crashies left blinded in the corner. It seems they know he's there, and that makes it all too easy for LewN. The remaining couple, again, it feels like it has to be a save scenario, and ooh, okay, kaajak is a little bit ahead of the curve. He is going to be able to kill off SUYGETSU.
The round's already gone. They've got to get some work towards the site if they want this one under their belt. And with Cloud down, that should pretty much seal it. kaajak, take a glance at the credits. Alpha is pretty low, but has an ultimate to work with, so weapons he's removed from KC. Not that it'll make much of a difference. The next round being the last. I'd say he's got the new outlaw.
Is it inaccurate? Is it inaccurate?
Oh, he suspects that SUYGETSU's in the corner. Cloud, I don't know what gave that away, but that's beautiful work. Breaking the wall took a little too long, and now, posted up on the angle will be Alpha. Damage onto 11, 16 HP. Slide all you like, that should still be an easy shot.
Well, they've thrown in the Reckoning, but they're not done anything with it. They were building up orbs to get that ultimate online, and instead, they've ended up with nothing, and then the re-aggression from crashies has just completely shut them down. They're trying to swing back into this angle. He's just waiting for them, but again, Dosia lands the shot. Even still, though, 25 seconds. They're hightailing it towards the B site where Boaster is waiting. Dosia again. This fight could be everything. If Boaster gets this kill, it should be round over, but it seems like Avez spotted him. It doesn't matter. The IGL has closed this round for Dosia. He needs this kill within seconds, and he does get it, but he's not Viper on the defense. And I think that's always an interesting talking point. Maybe not as interesting as the chamber-on-chamber action. There's already, we're going to see a couple, but then the trades are back immediate. Advantage now, one way. Ooh, I think SUYGETSU got sort.
Hasn't been that difficult. They've got the advantage, but maybe not for long.
They both know each other's there now. It was the element of surprise that Avez had initially, but
30 seconds
didn't
left.
seem to catch crashies at all. And as said, these are the sort of moments where you normally talk about FNATIC doing their best work. Boaster just selling a full-on ruse. Look at him. He's shot the button. He's gone, look, the wall's gone down. Smoke up. Oh. Yeah, I think the penny's now dropped for SUYGETSU, but he needs to kill off Boaster. They have done that relatively quick. They've also then implanted another player in crashies, though. Do they check for this one? If they get this kill, maybe there's a chance of winning the round, but it's not a trade.
He's made it all the way past. I mean, put it this way. If he picks Cloud and goes straight for the defuse, kajak's going to have to sprint. He's on the right character for it. I'll give you that. And the tap, that should be the end. Cloud on the swing, and you can... I don't know.
Come on, Captain Cal. How many days has Alfajer played in VCT?
Yeah, kills per day. Get that stat up.
Per day.
Good chance for KC. Numbers in the right place. 11 caught by that stun. No, great work from Boaster. An Astra utility hitting, and the wall has left SUYGETSU on 21 HP completely alone. If Cloud's the one to get the kill, they'll even have the res to add on, and he'll just go for the plant for that exact reason. Boaster with a freebie has set them on a path to victory. 4 versus 3, and there goes the res.
Cloud gone.
Right there.
Walking back into the angle, Dosia seems to have a good idea of where his opponents are standing, but has to wait for his teammates. Both of them are still on that flank. It's patience from KC, hoping that someone makes a mistake. Instead, they now have that information. But that was also just to give space over to Dosia. He's trying to bait kaajak into the fight, but it hasn't worked. Eventually, though, he will clear out kaajak and leave Boaster alone. but the time is already ticking. Halfway gone. He needs to swing this.
Done than he should. This guy has been such a highlight of this map so far, and I can't even put it all down to the harbor. It's not like, and I do like the harbor, don't get me wrong. When I saw these compositions, I sort of lean towards Casey's, not even just.
But now, let's listen in to how they deal with this attack side.
Yeah, do it now. Take it back.
We're gonna res, it's fine.
Your duty is not over.
Came through! Oh, just...
Spike down B.
I have the spike.
I'm walking dragon right now.
I'm gonna... Do you want me to smoke you off, Alpha?
No. There's a trap here. Hey, can you smoke here?
I'm walking in again.
Do it.
Make pressure on the B main if you can.
Do it. I have really good timing. Take
På det harbor.
Wait, now, wait.
Fan heaven.
One backside and one locker. One locker, one backside.
My bad, I didn't put the stun that run. I didn't know we were gonna... I thought it was just a B main default.
Time. That's
And
exactly
it's
what
still
Narrate
alive.
is doing now. He's heard that rotation to the A site. He's called for Doja, the big player for this squad so far, and he's going to be in position. Rotate on the way from SUYGETSU, and the ult to delay them, to cost some time. 14 seconds last now. The plant needs to come through, and the flank is underway. They're buying time as Narrate has got a freebie. Cloud down and out, leaves Boaster alone. 4 to take. 4 must die in his hands for any. I didn't understand the strat. Timeout from FNATIC. That's not what I want to hear. There's mistakes being made there. And KC taking full advantage of it. 9-8. The lead is theirs, and the man. Levin's looking the wrong way.
Yeah, Levin has no
Because
idea.
he assumes it's clear because Narrate just cleared it, but there's a big gap, and they've just now realized it. So we talk about mistakes in the last round for FNATIC. That's an abysmal one for K. I don't want to see a replay of Zaysh because he has broken something. And now, no.
30 seconds
And now
left.
they've let Boaster walk right past. I don't know how much value he'll have from this position.
Spike planted.
Well, you'd
But
say
he
that,
could catch him going back in.
in post, but there's Narrate. The backstab eventually coming through.
Boaster's got this round.
They should do, but we
This
have
round?
to wait and see. A Bulldog ready and waiting. Stun through. They're looking his way. Or they were, at least for a second. It seems like they do have somewhat of an idea that he's going to be coming from this position. Timing going to be everything, and he's got the timing perfect! Boaster takes over! The backstab, the knife twisted, and what should have been a flank on flanks, now that man is all the ultimate spanner in the works. 9-9. He does have the tour de force, but he also has a rifle, so I'm guessing he's not used it. And it's just waiting on the other side. It's bait. It's a beautiful bait, but the reveal almost gives up Levin. He's going to get out of here, isn't he? No, he's pulled back. He's slid a little bit early, but luckily he had a teammate to throw down the cove to make sure he was safe.
Has its benefits here for Casey, especially when it's a new
They're in a
map.
position where economically not the greatest spot, but they do have that overdrive. The counter immediately thrown in though, directly placed in the face. And well, I was going to say he was unlucky timing for a swap, but actually he trades evenly.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know how he got away with the kill there. Doja onto Alpha, seeming to stack the advantages. Our KC Boaster's answered back. Levin's been caught as well, and well, we're back into not only even footing for FNATIC a second later, it's an advantage. With the plant coming through on Cloud, they can pull back another player, but the bodies aren't really in the positions to do that. Boaster, on the other hand, getting into a great position in the same old setup that we saw work for KC in the last might. Oh no, it's not a bait! They ran! What? They ran through! I thought they were gonna bait! One player takes the fight, the other stands in the corner. They just saw it happen. crashies alone. Now the numbers were in his favor moments ago. He's gonna deal with Narrate up close and personal. But I'll tell you, it most certainly was not.
I think that's called acceptance.
Slow orb up and over, trying to hit the button with it. Skill shots. Didn't work this time. Boaster. Oh, it's starting out well for FNATIC. They're getting some trades out with some space as well towards this A site. Spike can come through, but Boaster's being caught on the lurk. And now it looks like kaajak will do the same. He's 30 HP. So he wants to try to make a play to catch off these players on the rotate. The surprise about to be revealed, but it looks like Narrate was ready. Ready or not, here comes a bullet.
Planted.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. Res still available for Cloud as well. Rotation. I expect Avez to wait for SUYGETSU to join him. The problem though is with the wall down, it leaves them so many angles they have to try and swing from. Shot not connected by Alfajer, but he's able to escape. And now kaajak, who was known, they marked him on the map. It doesn't matter though, even on low HP, he is landing every shot in front of him. His third of the round, and Avez realizes he needs to bait them into the fight. He does just that, but Alfajer is a little bit more patient. Sits back a bit further, just needs a singular bullet. Doesn't make it any less confusing, but it is the truth. Narrate, however, has not fallen for it. He is waiting patiently to eliminate, obliterate kaajak, and then there's a second layer. But with the snake bite down, 30 seconds left. Are they going to try and run back to the other side? Because they also haven't moved the next player. Now, the stuns that Boaster have been using have been fantastic, but this time LewN is not.
But they also had players to run after, and they had kaajak to quickly close. This vital round plays out.
We're gonna play.
I'm gonna full guys, I think they wanna split maybe.
We play heavy. We play heavy.
I'm gonna flood on you.
I don't see it.
Tell me when I should take B, Marshall.
I mean, he's gonna smoke me most likely.
Ult. Ult goes.
Fade, Neon. I'm moving, by the way, Dima.
Two more side. Bingo side. Green bingo.
Green inside.
Is this walled? It's walled, red.
I will destroy it.
Spike planted.
I heard one leave, like fully leave the site.
Right side. One HP. In front of I'm only team.
They smoked me off.
On you.
You just spammed me back.
Player standing.
Nice try.
All good, mind that.
They've just heard how far back Avez is with the Prowler coming out from miles away. They didn't read that there was aggression elsewhere for that control in mid to be given up. Great opening for Narrate. He gets out scot-free. And now they look to the other side of the map where still KC are in position. And now Avez has the info just in time. Alpha was about to be a real problem. But it looks like KC haven't lost hope just yet.
20 seconds. And they've been hit by the Nightfall as well. Avez has probably single-handedly won this round, and LewN gets to pick up the pieces at the end. Sure, that wraparound. For now, though, a lot of play towards this B site, and again, it's the same as on the other side. The defensive chamber able to get the opener. Does Alpha go in for more?
He's sitting back, but LewN might go in. It looks like he wants to fight, and maybe if he could go back in time, he'd make a different choice. Down to a 4 versus 2. KC sought some advantages, but they lost everything that they had in the process. Narrate and Doja, they've been impressive so far.
He's so low.
Doja in the first half, Narrate in the second. Still the numbers are stacked against them, the odds not in their favor, and with Narrate spotted.
Take away from this one, but all they care about is the dub. Although, you know, if there's going to be a spam on that B connector, means that they can rotate to the other side. Cloud was walking with a wall out, and because of that, LewN's off angle. It wasn't traded properly.
30 seconds
They had
left.
no idea that anybody could be in that corner, and that's a massive mistake. The walkthrough, though, from Alfajer might have just saved them. It's given them away onto the site, but Avez, again, good positioning. Sat back and catches Boaster with the C's. Now having that man advantage to swing in already, and he has no idea that that player could just be coming from behind. But Boaster's timing, it's going to be everything here. He's being flanked. He's missed the player in the smoke by a millisecond, half a second.
Narrate. That's going to be a nasty surprise if
maybe
Boaster
not.
wasn't quick enough to jump peek it.
He is alone, though. He's completely alone, but maybe that doesn't matter. Caught with util in hand. Water section things off. A chance for Cloud to fight this back. That spike drop. Now he has support. Narrate just waiting on the angle, but instead he knows at this point that's an unwinnable fight, that they're going that way. And in fact, oh, he's missing it by a millisecond each time. That's the spike. If he drops that player, it's a huge problem for KC. But instead, he's just biding his time perfectly, denies the plan, and doesn't even need to fight Avez. He knows it because his teammates will arrive. They cleared LewN, no problem at all. And crashies.
You lose yourself. That fade, and it leads to maybe a player
He's done
in
it
the corner.
again. Who's he dogging for?
That's it. For himself, perhaps. Certainly not for Alfajer. That's another spot, though, because Prowler, you kind of need for the site. Like, it's the problem is that you're
Or do that.
always in a bad position in terms of the utility. You always have to take a risk, but that risk is paid off. That one, not so much. Great shot from Narrate. He'll be blocked out from any more impact.
Oh, is Boaster? I thought Boaster was about to go through and try and fight him. They need to find a footing in this round, though. That's what becomes tougher. A singular start. Still in pocket.
Oh,
Now, Avez is
crashies.
flying. If crashies kills him off, there's an opportunity, but he loses the fight. And now Boaster has to fight versus 4. Sure, 2 of them are low, but they can almost just run in and give the information of where he is. There's nowhere left to go. Hit by every piece of utility that was remaining in the belt. Somehow yet to take damage. There's one.
Couple of fakes here and there.
That's about 2
in the
weeks
same
ago.
round. Kaajak, that same spot LewN's been playing from. A stun, buys a little bit of time, and he'll reposition for the fight. Oh! SUYGETSU! Man down for KC, and it's gone from bad to worse as Kaajak shows up again. LewN, oh!
In the meantime, have gone back the other way, but there's a trap waiting. And Avez as well.
Sees, has caught Kaajak, so it will slow the push. It'll remove that neon wall as well. And they're a Prowler down on FNATIC's side with none left to play with. So a bit blind in the walkout. That's perfect for Narrate. Oh, but he's missed the shot. Shot straight through the 2 of them, and now Cloud's the one to find the double. The man who could have been dead to rights, his eyebrows shaved a moment ago. But instead, it's a 5 versus 3, damage done to LewN, and it looks like the attack side might finally have been figured out.
Well, hold your horses. There's still an opportunity.
There.
Dosia versus crashies. The crashies may be just deciding to back out of it. No, he calls for reinforcements, and through the wall, another body hits the floor, leaves SUYGETSU and LewN. Chances seem minimal, and Alfajer still fighting, even on 4 HP. He's had enough of Summit for the day. And while LewN, there is no way out of this corner. You can pad the stats. He doesn't even have enough.
Challenge for that control, but Narrate upset the rhythm a little bit. Great re-swing.
Important. 35 seconds left, though. Had to fire off that paranoia a little bit earlier, and running back through would have a risk about it. Kaajak, though, has dealt with Dosia with relative ease, and the remaining 3 players not within the sight. It's going to have to be a full 3v5 retake, and there is not a lot of utility. In fact, not any utility to play with.
I must wait. Last player.
Well, the dry swings go about as well as you'd expect.
Some good from KC. Pressure is on. People start to believe maybe that road to champions this year is more of a likelihood. And well, Narrate started off well. In fact, the information they've got is incredible. And he's locking them in already on a flank, making it so there's nowhere left for them to go. They could run back through their own spawn if they wanted to. But other than that, they are boxed into middle.
Well, when push comes to shove, KC will be more than ready to answer this call. Kaajak won't survive the first engagement. The push through the smoke from LewN finds the spike. It's all onto Alpha. 1 against 5, and well, you'd like to get out of here with some damage done, but he's decided to back off. Not going to overextend, but towards this A side, there might not be much of a choice. This flash from Narrate coming in as the smoke fades, and they have caught everybody with it. Beautiful work from KC. Great flash from Narrate, and the paranoia to guarantee the space. Good return by Cloud. He is much closer than he knows to getting that kill, but it won't matter.
Oh, Narrate manages to hold on to control of the spike, but he is now dealt with by Alfajer. Boaster's position is an interesting one. I don't know if LewN's going to expect it. He's looking towards main. Okay, that's the moment the realization comes through, and unfortunately for Boaster, he's not long for this world.
30 seconds
18
left.
HP. Darts through, and while Alfajer felt like he needed to take a risk, and instead he has delivered the spike like a birthday present, left it on the floor.
And closed the door behind him as well.
Yeah. It's about as good as it gets.
A sliver of health. You have to make a play there. We feel like you have to at least. Doesn't work out for FNATIC this time, and good kill by Boaster to get out. It will secure 1 rifle.
Alfajer still holding on to main control. Now we're going to see that KO put into play. That'll remove the utility, but he's already on the ground.
A couple of picks go back here for KC. And they keep on going. Avez finding a lot of damage, and with Kaajak and crashies so desperately low. Oh, and the damage done to Cloud.
Oh my god.
This is ridiculous. FNATIC are barely surviving as KC thrive in the spam battle.
Oh,
The
no.
plant's at least
Not
to be
the
found, but now
overdrive.
this ult, this is an insta-kill on any of these players. A laser that will take them down.
I'll pick him.
Two dead, two dead.
I don't have split, I think.
One main, one main.
Yeah, it's okay, I see it.
I'm not helping
I
you.
have, I was locked top mid. 1 HP, Cypher.
You wanna peek him?
Let's pick 3, 2.
I'm holding top mid, guys.
Remaining.
I'm gonna push link.
He's probably main or.
I have main, guys. You cannot cross. Only on you can be.
Nice!
Good! Nice!
Nice job, Rock.
Insane to the map, but the other three have not moved.
And now they've heard that they made the right call. This play coming in, Narrate doesn't know where that TP just came in from. Boaster being able to find one, but Narrate still flying under the radar. Luckily, the trade comes in quick. Great flash from Cloud. Got him through that smoke. Back to the spike. If he goes down, there'll be trouble aplenty. Waiting, though, is Cloud as Alpha sneaks his way up top as crashies waits to catch them on that rotate. But now, the spike falling. Hunter's Fury will be deployed, and Doja won't make it out of there. It's left to one. LewN up against crashies. He's already dealt with Alfajer and the reposition.
He baited the steps.
He's
baited
walked
the
through,
steps.
ready for him to swing up top, but 12 seconds left. I mean, crashies has to
10
go,
seconds left.
and he has no idea that victory
To
was...
try and give SUYGETSU an angle. It's one that you'd expect to see, but I like what LewN is doing. The re-aggression timing is perfect, though. The second time they've done that, and Boaster is gone. Alfajer trying to fill in the gaps. That's a wonderful shot. Dosia even predicted that he would be there. Now LewN's been dealt with on the other side. Even still, though, it ends up even. A top mid push that they have to be careful of. They've been flanked before. And maybe Avez was almost just working as a distraction, but they are watching for Narrate. Good prediction from Cloud in this round. And now it's all on to SUYGETSU. He had 1 kill in the first 8 rounds.
Well, that was a bit of an awkward time to have your knife out. Luckily, there's only a half check by crashies. Now falling back to the site, the high-low should be in play, and SUYGETSU towards a main. This is somewhere that's being pushed consistently by KC, but finally it's time to go.
Oh, the spam. Not quite meeting, and they've dealt with Narrate. That's a risky no-scope attempt that ends up with LewN going down. The spams
Spike planted.
aren't going to stop that plant from coming in. Flash. Seemed like it was to try and push someone into a spammable corner. Instead, that piece of utility now gone, but there's another ready for Narrate if he needs it. The flank has been spotted as well, so FNATIC know that those back angles are safe. That spam, though, has helped a lot. crashies still stood in the corner. He's trying to be the snake in the grass, but again, Avez just spams. He's so good at finding players through the smoke, and now the raid drops Cloud. This is falling apart. The defusal already began. They need to start spamming. They need to stop them from defusing. The swing out, and it's enough for FNATIC. And this buy definitely not the best. Another risky peek from LewN, but it also gives an awful lot of info. It seems like they're going to try and challenge Dosia, but he's just looking to try and slow them down. Oh, of course, weaponry for him is still pretty decent. The pistol that was shown might be a ruse. Alfajer again, having to try and bail them out of trouble. He's turned this back to a 3v3, and the attack have decided maybe another avenue is better.
Well, Alpha might just have a freebie. They're walking right up into his crosshair, but an uncharacteristic miss and whiff as Avez puts them into the advantage. Defensive side, well, pressure on an array, a bookie, and a classic, all he has to work with. But Avez on the sides got the big gun, got the reveal to help him out. Well, not going to help anyone out. Narrate's dead to rights, and the door's closing on Avez. But before it does, Cloud taps his toes away.
10 seconds left.
SUYGETSU again. He's had to play retake simulator a lot of this game. The B-site pushes haven't happened too often, or if they have, it hasn't been him dealing the kills, but the first one is so quick at the moment, and it's only Avez, who is 18 and 6 right now, that stands above him. But I can't believe we're actually in a spot where FNATIC now go into this next round with an opportunity to leave this half level.
Last player standing.
The attack side maybe finally about to make a move towards that B site. And LewN just walks out into the open. I think he even caught Alfajer off guard. Now maybe just seeing Alfajer was enough to make them believe initially it was just a lurk. Instead though,
There.
catching a second player. That's crashies gone. He's been having a rough one. Breaking the trip and now moving their way back towards the A site. 30 seconds left. A trap set up there once more with a flash, just waiting around the corner. They know, they have an idea. The narrate is there and clear him with ease, in fact, but they need a little bit more. Avez versus Boaster, the IGLs, and it's Boaster to come out on top, but Dosia's still here. He makes it should be impossible to pawn, but never mind. Cloud again, and he's removed the ultimate from LewN as well. Another saving grace from the new buy on the block, but not this time. It's the one that's favored. In fact, last time when FNATIC beat KC, was a good defensive side half. And a lot of that comes down to a B-site hold from Alfajer. He's been fantastic on it. Well, this could give Cloud a few assists if anybody dies, because he has just caught the entirety of the team with a knife. I've just watched a player push spawn and not die. How did LewN get away with that? I'm almost certain they saw him. There you go, final boss himself. He's going to be the only defender. He's dodged the paranoia. But there's so many people calming down. Help from a teammate. Gave an opportunity! And this is why you don't run towards the B side. Bonus round. They'll still be able to buy into the next Alfajer. It looks like he wants to try and get a little bit cheeky. He knows there's a lot of players around this corner. And Avez, as said, it just seems like he pulls off miracles the second there is a spike in the hands of Avez. But instead, it'll be Narrate to lead the charge, run it back. Can hope to try and clear some of these more aggressive angles, but everybody, bar one, has fallen back.
This position from LewN. Now they're starting to go back and suspect something like this. The full cancel of the... Oh, that's beautiful. LewN's caught him with a knife out and almost took down kaajak as well. Got a chance to strike, but with him falling, the A site was no longer the target. And SUYGETSU has made B much easier to get into. Now, they don't have any smokes here, and so they're going to have to fight on the way past, but Boaster gets nothing done, and that Cloud's on the roster as well. Someone who has a lot of experience IGLing. I want to see him be another voice in that choir, harmonizing with Boaster. His attempt to take deep space from LewN. And to be fair, they're respecting him for now at least, giving him a lot of space to play with up there. It's because Boaster wants to stab in the side, but, well, this wraparound is, oh, well, I was going to say expected. That jump from LewN showed it wasn't.
Again, pause seemingly making the difference. We saw this in the last half. It was maybe a bit later than we expected it to be. Well, you know, you got to try and be sneaky sometimes, but for Dosia, that leaves him on just 6 HP. This round, I was going to say, looks firmly in the favor of FNATIC, but again, Avez has just been impeccable. Now they try and swing into Narrate. Okay, utility's gone, but when it comes down to raw aim, it feels like nobody can match up to KC in their current form, and FNATIC definitely have to be a little bit more careful going in for this retake.
Boaster's taking the operator. Play this a bit slower, but more importantly to give kaajak the ability to get right in there through heaven, and that's exactly where he's going. The rest of the squad through the door. They'll draw the eye. Cloud first to find a pick, and Avez down below, waiting for Narrate to emerge from the smoke, but there's enemies at the gate!
The crazy thing as well is when they tap the spike, I was like, oh, he's dead to rights. He's looking the wrong way, but somehow he gets both kills. Like, sure, you have to look at the FNATIC players and go, okay, if he's looking the wrong way on one of those fights, how are you not getting him? But live to forget. Or regret, whichever way you look at it.
Oh, that drone is not broken, but Under's Fury from Avez. He's found himself a pick on the kaajak. Not like that's a big player for FNATIC or anything. It has been a rough game for him, a rough map at least. FNATIC need a hero to show up soon. Or this story's going all the way to the final chapter.
I think we might already be there. I've always spoken about FNATIC comebacks, but there's been nothing to really make me believe this is going to be the case. Right, well, for Boaster. Alfajer swing onto it as well. He's done incredibly well. Dosia was hoping to be a little bit sneaky, and you know, he's won that fight in the end. Desperately low on HP, and the spike, I'll be real, I'm not sure there's too many worse positions on the map.
Not looking.
But yeah, timing here is going to be everything. LewN spots him, that's one. Down to a 2 versus 2. Time is ticking away. That's the main issue that we currently have for the side of KC. 15 seconds. But LewN can make that run.
Door open? Yeah, door's open. He gets there easily. He'll get that plant in before they can even make it out. giving up the spike they were holding, hoping time would be a little bit too costly for KC. That could have been Doja down and LewN alone. And in fact, it would have been the round. But Doja still drawing breath. A man who had some incredible rounds on Summit and now steps up to new heights. But Cloud is hunting him down and he'll...
So a lot of them have been silenced. Boaster's position is being watched avidly and immediately eliminated. Hunter's Fury, an attempt made, but nothing. Look at the current positions of the Fnatic defenders. It doesn't even need to be a ruse sold by LewN, but he's selling it anyway.
He's been spotted. And yet still, if he walked right now, he'd have a backstab on kaajak. They thought he was in main. The door closed, the ruse sold, but kaajak shut him down, and Alpha's still waiting. 8 seconds, just needs to drop the spike, but he can't get it done. Whoa, that's a risky reposition. That's a very risky reposition, and he'll...
Start copying, or is this going to be a complete failure? It's not gone great to the start. LewN on the raise. Well,
Cloud is clearing the spawn as we speak, making sure that there's no big flanks coming through. Now make sure there's no little flanks coming through, and then he might be in a good position to catch these players when they come down ramp.
it's all going to be on timing. It seems like the opposing side have a good idea. There could still be someone behind, but now he's all that's left. Of Adosia, that means he can just hightail it towards the site. Start that defusal. Force Cloud into a more awkward fight. He needs this kill almost immediately. But that's enough of us talking. Let's let Fnatic do the talking.
Bring them down.
He's one male, one male.
I'm gonna blind heaven, boys.
Fine, come. TP backside.
Yeah, TP. No, I'm flooding. We can take it. Yeah, I wanna go under. Do you have smoke for city?
I'm on the
Nice
city.
smack. I'm gonna plant.
Gotta be main.
Fine.
Yeah, can you hold it, Cloud, or you want me to hold it?
Flooding maybe. Fair.
I left your flank, I left flank.
Heaven, I'm gonna TP heaven. We can speak. We can speak right together.
Two.
Well, let's go.
Hard the lane.
Can we hold?
Holding ban.
I'm flooding heaven. Can we pick city? Come new box.
I'm coming.
I have smoke in 10. Wait. 1, 2. Take under. TT fade.
I have city.
Smoke in 5. I have city with you.
5v3 boys.
I'll send you plan. I'm gonna smoke heaven now.
I'm not planning God,
Heaven out. Dead. I haven't fade.
I have now.
Got a Sage?
You are city guy.
No, I don't know Sage.
I'm gonna pick city.
You just pick CT off me, I'm holding this.
Fine.
It was heaven long time ago. I hit him.
Poison's off.
One city.
On a default.
Well, 2 players still trying to break back through, but it looks like they've made the decision to, well, they're not going to win the round.
No.
Put it that way. They're not saving. That's quite clear. Narrate's only got a pistol. I thought Avez might hightail it, but it's all about damage for this squad. And so far, it's a big mission failed. And it looks like it'll end that way. For Narrate, I think everything there is a pretty good trade for him if he ends up dying to one of those players, like getting an orb to see it. Not at all. The ideas from Fnatic, well, they're already going to make it past the wall with the TP in the back site. But what do we do from here? KC are waiting for the battle.
Paranoia will leave him blind. Already a lot of players here, and actually, I was going to say it went well, but it didn't. Dosia, a triple spray down. It leaves crashies as the last man that I don't know about. They're going to have 3 rounds in the first 4.
Yeah, don't think he's getting the plant out of that.
Cloud, I think, has clearly been a good one, but it's the rest of it. A ruse being sold, a fake by kaajak. As he now looks to join the rest of the team. Nightfall across. The seas will slow them down a little bit, and SUYGETSU under some serious pressure. 58 HP. But he's still in that corner. 30 seconds left. As they now look to make it to the site. Alfia on that entry, but Narrate swings out from above. Even still, it ends up even, but bear in mind, there is a showstopper. But it's on the other side, and Alfia just isn't missing. 12 HP made no difference. And now LewN in a tough clutch. A showstopper at his back, but I feel like he needs a kill before he uses it.
I think he feels that way as well. Trade will come in far too quickly. He knows one player is low. Alpha dodges those shots by sheer chance, but this one harder to...
Had the gap a little bit. Again, Avez is trying to slow them down, but try as he might with a stinger and some spams. Unfortunately, they have managed to get the site, and for FNATIC, this puts them in a hugely advantageous position. I also like the spot from Cloud. Viper is not an agent that springs to mind when I think of him, but it seems like he's taking up this new lurk role. Well, quite literally, is very far back, but he just wants to make sure they can't force him out of position. Oh, Nightfall.
Only catching the one. Didn't expect it to be invested in this round, but with the positions of FNATIC, it looks like they did. And Cloud now playing slow as can be. We saw this in the pistol, and maybe that's why they went back to check it, but a little bit too late there for Narrate. Advantage sits with FNATIC now. They looked like they were behind, but they were limping.
I really like the way that Cloud is playing. I think we've seen it throughout the game. Duelist, you kind of expect this composition to be better on the defense. And so the fact that they've started to lose rounds, not really be able to slow opponents down, this is risky. It's a weird stack. And of course, FNATIC, we're not expecting 3 players to be sat in the vent.
But we are against an eco double diving into
That's
vent.
still weird. Like,
It is
3
weird.
players is weird.
Oh, listen, you jump into vents anytime during a game, any moment. Chances of there being 3 players, they're talking very low. Oh, well, LewN's managed to sneak one at least. But for FNATIC,
We'll give the game. Well, I feel like with the clear through mid from crashies and him going all the way in towards screens, there was nowhere else that anybody could be. crashies trying to avenge his fallen comrades by entering the vent, and that is, and I mean it, the worst.
is a risk. They're on a high-low. Oh, they were on a high-low. Now crashies has walked in, and it's a good job too. That shot just whizzed straight over Alpha's head. He's gone back again, LewN.
Dimensional trip. He's missed 3 shots in a row, and he's being rounded on. Maybe they forgot about what this ultimate could do. So much space take. How has no one died yet? Finally, we'll see some players fall. But it's not gone the way of FNATIC. Maybe it has. Never mind. What do I know?
One enemy remaining.
In fact, it's gone
Oh my
amazingly.
goodness.
Couldn't have gone any better. SUYGETSU, last man standing.
Oh,
And
they're gonna call
the
soon.
admin's like, you know you're muted, right? Well, Dosia, there is no one here to help him. Even still, he'll take Alfia down. Now LewN is there from above. He cannot hit an operator shot to save his life. It's 5 missed in a row. Well, a lot of these have looked like freebies for what we expect to see from LewN. At least this time he lives to tell the tale. Ult-wise, the res is not going to hold any value, at least for now. Someone else would have to fall. Boaster up top. Viper Orb also holding the back. And even going to invest the pit late into the round.
Snake by 2.
It's going to make it so much more awkward. And well, Boaster firing warning shots, but Cloud was not.
When you see Cloud step forward with the ult, you think it has to be.
No damage done at all.
Oh, they've got the site, or at least they can plant, but they don't quite have the site. FNATIC still have 2 players to deal with, and okay, Narrate's going to fall quite quickly. Avez still standing his ground, though. He's taken down 1, but crashies has made this an almost impossible task. Maybe not something we should say in the same sentence as Avez. His performance in the last stole the show. But now a defuse needed. They'll keep Heaven control to allow this to happen. LewN looking for this battle, but the Boombot has sold a ruse. Boaster slipping past it, now sat up close. LewN suspects it! And now it's just 1 left to deal with.
He needs to slow them down. But instead, up top, the opponents go. kajak's done well to start. Now the Nightfall goes through, as you see. Doesn't connect onto anybody, but it lets them know that the site is clear. They can get into the post plant. The devil of the last round, the man in the back of Avez, will not be on the site this time.
Spike planted.
I'm hoping for a bit of a miracle with the spam, but it's a bit more of an unorthodox plant spot.
Look at the battle between Cloud and LewN that's now being set up. KC are taking their time, making it out of Heaven, only now making it down the ramp. All the while, Cloud is playing the long game, but that means the rest of FNATIC have to hold strong. They have to delay as much as they can with no utility left. Bar on Cloud, it's going to be tough. They have to do it with the rifles, and Cloud's being caught. They were watching the flank, but that's when kaajak turns up for FNATIC. Left it on. Oh, what? What? That shot was insane from LewN. Another needed onto kaajak. A right click could be enough. And although he finds all the kills, the clock will only have one man standing in their way, and well, that man only has a pistol to work with. He's, at least for now, avoided their gaze, but, well, it's time to run for Doja. He's realized.
Go, go, go.
Now, retaking these circumstances will be difficult. A stinger, a judge, an operator. These are not guns you want in these sort of circumstances. And while a man down is not going to make it any easier for KC, kaajak has done well. This Yoru looking good, and Cloud on flank watch is a bit unstoppable.
Cover going out.
Trying to catch him out of position has been incredibly tough, and for the remaining 3 players, I don't see any way back in. It's a little labored from kaajak, but not anything that matters too much with how much of an advantage they have. And while LewN might be quick, but I don't think he's quick enough to clear all the remaining players of FNATIC with how much time is left on the job. He's showing you that maybe those misses earlier were as it always seems to do. And well, that's a very aggressive stance. But it still ends up even. The spams onto Boaster at the back wall have been enough. crashies goes unchecked, but is there a trade to be had? Yes, there is. And, well, again, swings them round.
Likely that they're going to do that from behind and in front. But now it's been long enough. Cloud has to worry about both angles, but there's the information given to him. That was the utility, the signal he was waiting for, the strike, but they haven't seen anything. And with a minute left on the clock, it's time to go. Just as KC stepped past the point of no return, but it looks like they'll at least mostly make it out, and the wall slowing them down. But Alpha's somehow gotten 2 over it. This is dangerous. He's got himself a 3rd. And now there's weapons to be recovered. There's an advantage for FNATIC. And as I said, already making it close. This is a big negative for KC. It could get a lot worse.
Well, yeah, Alfie has now got a rifle to play with. He didn't even take any damage in those battles, so he is healthy, ready, and raring to go. An ace, not an impossibility. And then the best thing is for crashies and Cloud, they could basically just act as bait. They can use themselves to try and give Alfia an opportunity. Even still, though, that time has been ticking. Dosia still had his paranoia, looks to slow them down, but the position again, the position from Cloud is perfect. He's going to eliminate one of those rifle players that's left, all onto Dosia, and he doesn't have the right angle. It doesn't matter now, though. crashies has let go, and a chance to maybe save the day. I think the defusel's just...
But it is definitely feeling like the chasm is widening in favor of FNATIC.
The reason we see this so often is because of that Nightfall. It can clear the entirety of the backside and elbow. Forces them out of the sight, but you have to look at the new position taken up by Cloud. It now covers them off in heaven.
Oh, that spam was fantastic. He's taken Avez, he's done damage, left LewN on his last legs, and the push-up in B main from kaajak. The distraction here is Boaster running his way back through. In fact, he might be a sacrificial lamb. But do they expect the other man? Well, they've spotted him now. Okay, danger, well, spotted, but not dealt with just yet. Luckily, he'll only get the 1.
Spike plant. Another flank coming, though. crashies also went the long way around. It leaves a bit of an awkward gap in heaven, though. That's the bigger problem. If they're unable to clear Dosia, he might be able to buy enough time. But also, for crashies, yep, the high-low. Difficult to clear. They're also wary of where that second player is coming from, but as I said, Dosia still acts as that safe pair of hands. And for crashies now, he doesn't even know where that second player is. He's got to try and figure out Dosia's position, but Dosia's giving nothing. I like this. Just sits back, waits patiently. And okay, there's one kill, but the time already gone. He didn't even have to make a step. Now at this point, there's nothing crashies can do.
As well as we'd hoped.
Boaster's paranoia. Box not landed on. Doom. Cloud. This SMG's not going to be great on the wallbangs, but it will be great if they try and run through a snake bite. They wanted to try and join LewN, and they have in the grave. It leaves Narrate, and well, he's got his res, but I don't see an opportunity to use it unless he's going to use you. Because it genuinely feels
the end of this story for KC. Started out so bright, but dark times are here. 11-7, 4 rounds behind. Big round for KC. Ulti's online, rifles in hand, and a man advantage
his
already.
stance as almost a lurker on the defense, but
Bring them down.
They might go back to B. If Cloud doesn't overextend here, this could be huge. I think he's going to get the pick that stops them going that way in just a second, but every second gone past is a big opportunity to catch them on that rotate, and now KC are kind of directionless. They've got to make a choice.
well, this is the problem.
Pit B, you've got to go A.
You've got one player going one way, one player going the other, but the rotation might be caught. LewN's now looking to kill off Boaster as he rotates. It's going to be down to Alpha on the site, but sometimes that's enough. He quickly got 2 kills. And although the spike plant is inevitable, there's still an opportunity for Cloud. Making his way towards LewN. He'll get himself a 1v1 fight, but it's another player at the end.
Finding those picks gets him Showstopper online for the next. Super important, but it is. You have to give him credit for it, because you know what? I take the credit away when he does the opposite. Great display of patience from LewN. That lurk through
Want them
B.
pushing B main? Maybe they want them to fight into mid. They're getting that mid fight. We'll see if they're ready for it. 3 players holding on the other side. SUYGETSU still just holding on to B main. He's got it on lock.
Oh, has he? You don't think they'll push into it?
You never know. Because that's what he's expecting them to do.
He is. He's sat in the corner waiting for them. Listen, if anyone walks through this, they're an idiot. I just want to say that plain and simple. That's the weirdest pit I've ever seen in my life. I'm trying to think of a stranger one.
Well,
Why?
Maybe it's the ultimate counter to kaajak, who's been pushing that every single round. He's just going to stay in the pit the whole time. LewN's failed a blast pack up, and Cloud has now got a slightly easier fight. They're going to try and potentially use a res. Alfajer dealing damage onto 1, keeps that man advantage going, but it's got 14 seconds. They've got to move. Nice. 12 seconds to make it onto the site. The cross could be held. An opportunity if they can spam this one out. Instead, crashies is there. They will get that plant in just about as the swing comes through. It's now left all onto 1, and the rate 1 bullet. He's got time to reload, but he's getting spammed at the same time, and eventually crashies will take us to 12.
It's all about that late play. SUYGETSU hasn't quite got the pit to work with, but he might still be able to put a bit of a sting onto this. Oh, that's nice. He's actually baited that out beautifully. Cloud has played for a bit of a fool, and now they have to worry about that late flank. That's gone about as well as it could for SUYGETSU, and then he got shot in the face. So that's a bit unfortunate, but luckily it's a return. LewN popped the showstopper. That's going to push them back for a moment, buy a little bit more time, and as that clock keeps on ticking, the defuse will be at least tapped to bait out the swing. Avez down, and now 1v1. Okay, it's looking workable for a man like Cloud. He's going to tank that nade, looking to get it to happen. The wrap from LewN is there. They see players up top, and now look to main. Look to kaajak.
Time to jump.
Just now got another TP online, but won't even get a chance to use it. Quick connection by LewN. It's one of the weaknesses taken out. FNATIC looking likely to concede to an overtime, and with Alfajer already down and out, feels like an inevitability.
Yeah, rifle can be retrieved for crashies. He's definitely had a better map here on split. And SUYGETSU, his genuine responsibility this map has just been an annoyance. Be in the backline consistently. Nightfall sent out. LewN just looking to play ahead of it. Nade in, but he's going to get eliminated. Even still, though, it looks like his teammates have the job done. Crashies versus 4. The slows on either side, and he's being wrapped on from the heavens. Well, he's not been spotted, but it won't matter. The walk up as well. Boaster could be in a bit of trouble. He's setting up a smoke, doesn't realize how close LewN has got. 1 away from the 30 bomb now for the young Turkish star. But the rest of the team are making their move in towards the safe side. No smokes, of course. Leaves them in a troublesome position, and Cloud is already on his last legs.
I think he's going to go for the late flank now. It's probably where he has the most value, but it's going to be a little bit late to the party. You look to FNATIC, what utility do they have to delay and bar a flash? And the relay bolt, we're not talking, oh sorry, the slide, yeah, we're really not talking about a lot. On this attack side, Cloud only now making it to, he's got to run, he's got to sprint. But of course, they would hear him if he did, or he thinks they would. So a slow approach from Cloud, but it looks like they've taken oh my goodness! Alpha and kaajak have shut them down. Cloud should have it all all lined up, but he's being caught by Narrate. Crashies! Last season, playoffs wasn't something we ever thought. We just wanted to see them play, for God's sake. And they never got started, but now they've come not to play, but to win. In this round, that might be tough. They've already lost SUYGETSU. The mid lurk not going their way, but they've used their wall as well, and nothing found off the back of it.
35 seconds, and they're just looking to re-clear into middle. This is a lot still to do, and not a lot of time to do it. They've got to go through the orb. And are they just going to try and re-hit into this B site through heaven? That seems to be the plan. 20 seconds left. Cloud is just going to sit and wait in the corner. Are they going to check it? They haven't checked it! And wow, Alfajer swings before his teammate can even deal that final blow. A nice shot for LewN, but it's towards him. He sold a ruse initially, and now they're selling a fake on the other side of the map. Using the Prowler, using the Neon, but it hasn't made all of the move. SUYGETSU's still here. Avez is still here. They sit in the corners, but immediately are cleared. Avez, the second player, but kaajak still gets both. But then there was another prong. The third to the fork that was this A-site defense. And although they'll be able to potentially get a plant, they're pressuring, they're pushing. The flank was what they're waiting for. Cloud needs to hold the line, and he has. It looked like there were problems with him being the only man there. Instead, didn't know what that would sound like, but now I do. Thanks to Zeiss. Thanks to LewN. Man, they would have been out of this map
long ago.
a long, long time ago if it wasn't for LewN. And he's just going to swing Alfajer. Yeah, Alfajer, you know. That guy with multiple trophies under his belt, it means nothing to LewN. A double opener. Looking for a response, but there is no response. Boaster, 1v4. And well, there's days where you might believe in that. I'm not sure this is one of them. He's had troubles individually. Sure, he gets a kill onto Narrate, but it's at the cost of almost all of his health. And Boaster has a little bit of support. Oh, that's very awkward. The near sight doesn't work when your opponent is close. And Alfajer couldn't have been much closer. An opener that gives them a good position. LewN tried to be the hero. Instead, he's eliminated immediately. The man of the moment is gone. But Avez still alive and kicking kaajak, the bodyguard for the planter. Now Avez is all that's left. And what funny thing is, FNATIC have heard that call. They have 3 players on this side of the map as well. Alfajer being the main point of their grievances so far. But he has a teammate alongside him, and that teammate might not be checked. It's only going to be the 1-for-1. Alfajer needed once again, and he delivers once again. But eventually he will fall just like the others. And now Cloud, all that remains of FNATIC's hopes of closing it just like last time, 16 and 14. Those hopes get faster, the likelihood of victory gets slimmer. They're giving him out.
He's going to keep going. This is being watched by Cloud, but a hard shot for Cloud to hit, but he gets there right off rip.
11 down. It's a big player to take. Boaster saw the operator of his opponent in the last and decided anything you can do, I can do better. SUYGETSU surely falls, yet no escape. Being asked by this defensive side, it seems like Boaster is going to make his way back. But Avez a push up here. I don't think there's any way he expects Cloud to still be it, but timing. Cloud's just about to move, but clearly...
Too tall of a task, sure, it was at the right time. It seems like we're going to swap positions this time so that some util can come in from crashies towards the A site, but they've realized it might not be needed with contact on B.
SUYGETSU might need to be the hero for them this time. They're rotating towards his position. Walking into Alfajer's domain. Who said it's been him versus LewN for who will top the tower. And as the time ticks by, he's going to be the one under pressure again, the one that looks to close. That time being bought, the more dangerous he becomes. But now he has friends. 19 seconds left for KC to try and make some sort of move, and it's already them the first to fall. It looks like everything will fall apart right at the end for KC.